Long before cities and highways stretched across America, there was an island off the coast of North Carolina where a dream quietly began and then mysteriously disappeared. The year was 1587. A small group of English settlers, men, women, and children, sailed across the Atlantic Ocean with hope, faith, and courage. Their destination was a place called Roanoke Island, a lush patch of green surrounded by quiet waters and whispering pines. They came seeking a new beginning, a place to build homes, to grow food, to raise families, and to carve out a small piece of England in the New World. Among them was a man named John White, the governor of the colony. He was kind and thoughtful, a painter who loved to capture the world in color and detail. With him came his daughter, Eleanor Dare, and her husband. Not long after they arrived, Eleanor gave birth to a baby girl, the first English child born in the Americas. Her name was Virginia Dare. The colony's beginning was filled with promise, but also with uncertainty. Supplies were limited, the weather unpredictable, and relations with nearby native tribes uneasy. Still, the settlers built their homes, tended their gardens, and watched the waves roll endlessly against the shore. But before long, the food began to run low, and help from England was desperately needed. Governor White decided to sail back to England to gather more supplies and return quickly to his people. He promised he would be back soon. Just a few months, he said. The colonists waved farewell, watching his ship grow smaller until it disappeared beyond the horizon. But the world had other plans. When John White reached England, a great war had broken out with Spain. Every available ship was taken for battle, and his journey back to Roanoke was delayed. Days became weeks, weeks turned to months, and months to years. It was not until 1590, 3 long years later, that John White finally returned to the island. His heart was full of hope. He would see his daughter, his granddaughter, and the colony he had promised to protect. As his small ship drew near, the island appeared quiet. Too quiet. The familiar smoke from cooking fires was gone. No voices, no laughter, no signs of life. When he stepped ashore, his worst fears began to take shape. The homes stood empty, their wooden walls weathered and broken. Grass grew through the paths and the wind whistled softly through the trees. The colony had vanished, no people, no animals, no footprints in the sand. The only clue lay carved into a wooden post near the entrance of the settlement. It was a single word, Croatoan, and on another tree the letters KRO were etched faintly into the bark. White searched desperately, calling out for his family, listening for an answer that never came. He believed the word Croatoan might refer to Croatoan Island, now known as Hatteras Island, where a friendly tribe once lived. But before he could investigate further, a great storm rolled in from the sea. His ship was damaged and he was forced to sail back to England, never to return again. What happened to the colony of Roanoke remains one of history's oldest mysteries. Some believe the settlers moved inland, joining with native tribes for safety and survival. Others think they tried to sail home, lost to the waves that had once carried them here. And some whisper darker tales, that disease, hunger, or conflict silenced them forever. Centuries passed and still the island keeps its secret. Archaeologists have searched the soil, studied the trees, and sifted through every fragment of evidence. But no certain answer has ever been found. When the moon rises over Roanoke today, the island is peaceful once more. The ocean laps gently against the sand. The wind moves softly through the reeds. And sometimes locals say that if you listen carefully, you can hear faint laughter drifting through the mist, the echo of a colony that vanished, leaving only its name carved in wood, and a question that has never been answered. So as you close your eyes tonight, let the story of Roanoke rest in your mind, a reminder that not all mysteries must be solved, and not every ending must be known. For in life, as in dreams, some stories are meant to drift quietly on the wind, forever whispered, forever unknown.